Hey everyone, in this post we're going to paint a simple watercolor galaxy together. First you'll need some paper. I also like to have some scratch paper on the side. You'll need different types of brushes. I'm going to be using a size 6 and a 12. I might use smaller ones, but those are it for now. You'll need some paints. I'm also going to use the Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. You're going to use an old toothbrush. You can also have or use a white gel pen, but that's optional. You'll need some paper towel and some water, a pencil, and something to draw a circle with. And I'm going to use this mason jar. All right, so gather all your supplies and let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is lightly draw a circle, and I'm going to use this jar. You can use any type of jar that you want, or a cup, or even washi tape. You don't even have to do a circle. You could do a square, a rectangle, or anything else. So I'm just going to take my pencil and just lightly draw around it. Just remember to keep the circle somewhat smaller, because the larger it is, the larger brushes you'll need and the more paint that you'll need. So sometimes it's better to start just with a medium size. And this one's about 2.5 inches in diameter. Next, you want to think of some of the colors that you want to use. Usually a galaxy has like a lot of dark areas and some bright colors. And the bright colors can be really anything. It could be purple, yellow, orange, pink even. So just, do a Google search or go on Pinterest and try to find some color combinations that you like. For me, I'll just do a couple of quick color swatches here. I really like to use like purple or pink as my highlights. So I might add some of that as like my bright colors. Obviously, you'll need black, and that's going to be the majority of your painting. I think the blue will fit in really nicely with that as well. And then I think the Payne's gray too. So I think that will kind of be my color palette. I might add some bright yellow just to add even more highlights, but that will be only in some areas. All right, now we're ready to paint. In this first step, we're going to use the wet on wet technique. So what you're going to do is first wet your brush, not sopping wet. You do want to blot out some of the water, and then go ahead and paint with the water inside your circle. I like to put water all over it at first. And once you think you're done, you can hold it up to a light source at an angle. And then if there's a slight sheen to it, a slight shine, that's how you know it's ready. If the water is bubbling up, that means you have too much. And then you can blot it with a paper towel or with a dry brush. The order in which you add the colors is really up to you. I usually like to start with a medium dark color. So I might go with this blue or Payne's gray. And then I go in there with the really dark color, like the blacks. And then add in the highlights as necessary. Now, one of my pro tips is that don't feel the need to paint every single square inch. Sometimes leaving the white of the paper is great because that will be your brightest parts of the galaxy. So don't feel like you need to cover every single inch. It's actually probably better if you don't. Now the next steps from here are really up to you. You can continue to add colors, or you can just wait for it to dry. Or you can try to lift out some of the colors. And by that, I mean you want to take a clean brush, somewhat dry, but definitely clean. And then let's say that I want to take away some of these dark spots here. And I'm going to take that brush and then just lift it up so that it brightens up. Basically, I'm lifting up the paint while it is still wet. And I'm going to add some more blue to that area. When you're all done with your painting, let it dry completely before you start adding the stars. You can speed up this process by drying it with a blow dryer or other heating element. I like to just let it dry naturally. So I'm gonna go fold like some laundry, get some cleaning done, or put the dinner in the oven, and then come back to it. So I'll see you in a little bit. All right, welcome back everyone. Now that you're done folding your laundry or doing whatever other errand that you were doing, let's open our Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. And when you first use it, if you've never used it before, it's gonna be really thick, and that might be a little confusing. So what I like to do, well, you can simply add water to thin it out. What I like to do, I like to use this jar as my mixing area. So I just take a clean brush and I just take out just a little bit. I'm not gonna need too much, just a little bit, and then put that aside and then use this jar. And then I'm gonna add some clean water to it. I'm actually gonna use my spray bottle and then just add water. And then if it's too thin, you don't want it too thin because then it won't be opaque enough. Then you can always add a little bit more paint to it too. A little bit goes a long way, and you're not gonna need a lot, especially if your galaxy is not that big. So go ahead and let that mix well. And now this is where your old toothbrush comes in. So what you're gonna do, you can wet this first a little bit if you want, but you don't have to because there's already water in the Bleed Proof White. I'm just gonna take this toothbrush, rub it in the white paint, and then your hands are gonna get a little messy. So if you wanna wear gloves, that's fine. So you dip it in here, then you're gonna use your thumb to splatter all over, like so, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and soak it on up there. Okay, so now my toothbrush is all white. I use my thumb to just splatter. Pretty cool, right? And you don't need to splatter like that hard. You can get as close as you want. You can go from as far as you want. Just remember that you're going to splatter all over this work area. So just make sure that you're working in an area that you don't mind getting wet. And you can keep on adding as much as you want, as many layers as you want. It's really up to you. Now, since I added some water to my Bleed Proof White, it's looking a little transparent. Let me zoom in for you. So some parts of it are a little transparent. So that's okay. You can just keep on adding a little bit more splatter to build up on the white. Okay, when you think you're at a good stopping point, you can go ahead and wash out your toothbrush. Okay, now at this point, you can continue to add with either a gel pen or with a very, very small brush. It's really up to you. Some people like to add, like shooting stars and stuff, so they can simply just And I like draw a straight line like that. Some people like to add like stars. Well, that's it, everyone. Thanks for watching my video and learning how to make a watercolor galaxy. I'd love to see yours, so leave a comment down below so I can find your work too. Or you can tag me on Instagram at Things Unseen Designs and use the hashtag watercolorwithTUD. Thanks so much. Until next time. Bye-bye.